Lizzie, and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume, and also if you enjoy ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Okay, so today I'm doing a review on a mini that I have of Armani's My Way. So it's just this 4 milliliter mini size. It's a dapper bottle, so it does not spray. It's pretty cute. These minis are pretty cute. However, they are not very practical in my opinion, just because you can't spray them, and that's kind of rough for me. But anyway, I actually got this because I went in to pick up my birthday gift at Sephora, and this was one of the options. It was this and a couple other perfume samples, so I picked this one up so I could do a little review on it for you all. So yeah, in a moment here, I will go ahead and dab this, and we'll go over the main accords and the notes and all that. And then, as always, I will show you the other Armani fragrances that I have. I've got 2 from the Dijoya line, and then I've also got 2 from the Armani Privé line. So I'll just briefly touch on these further into the video. Okay, so I did dress on theme. As you can see, the theme for My Way is like a dark blue and a pink. And it doesn't look as pink just because it's so small, this bottle, but when there's more liquid, it looks like more of a pink. So I've got my pink shirt and my dark blue earrings. And for those of you who watch my content regularly, you'll see that I'm filming in a different direction, showing my perfume wall behind me, but I don't think I'm going to keep filming in this direction because it's really hard to get the lighting good. Like, it just doesn't look great because I've got a window right here. Maybe I could try closing the curtain. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and start by dabbing this fragrance on a test piece of paper. Alright, this is, what is this flower called? Hydrangea. Purple hydrangea. So, that's pretty. We have a hydrangea in our yard, actually. One of the things about our house that we inherited, we just bought this house, that I really, really like. I mean, there's a lot of things I really like. That's why we bought it. But I really like the hydrangea. So yeah, this mini looks very similar to the actual big bottle, just not quite as like detailed. But I do really like the bottle, I will say, and I like the dark blue and pink theme. Okay, so I'm going to give this a smell and give you my first impressions. I have smelled this fragrance quite a number of times before. It's a very popular fragrance, but I'm just gonna smell it again and give you my impressions. Okay, so it's very sweet, vanilla floral. Like, for me, the reason why I've never considered buying this fragrance is it's too sweet, and I think it's mostly the orange blossom and perhaps tuberose that's kind of coming through in that like uber sweet way, but not gourmand. Not really gourmand. Think of it like it's not a creamy sweet. It's the sort of sweet you'd get from just like pure sugar or like gummy candy, if that makes sense. It doesn't have any like milk or nuttiness or like chocolatiness, like nothing creamy, butteriness, nothing creamy in it. It's just like a pure sweet. And it's coming from the floral, so it's like a very sweet floral. It's like a little musky, vanilla-y. just like a feminine person, I think, to like this. Okay, so let's see. Before I go over some other information on my way, let's take a break and I will talk to you about my other Armani fragrances briefly. So the first one that I have to show you, and this is from the Armani Privé line. So it's a private line, it's a little more expensive, it's kind of more like niche. This one is called Figure Eden. So it's a fig fragrance. You might be able to tell from the name. I love, love, love the bottle. Super beautiful. Black rock. I love how so many of Armani's fragrances have this like stone top theme. I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful. So this fragrance is a fig fragrance, but I feel like a lot of fig fragrances are like more fruity, juicy, sweet. And this one is a little different. It's a little bit lighter. It's powdery. It's a little green. That's kind of the kind of fig it is. So you definitely get fig, but think like fig in like, I guess fig does not like, it's not ripe in the spring, but like this makes me think of like more of a spring vibe. Think of like fig in the spring on a hillside with like the breeze, and there's like grass and some other subtle notes in the air. Maybe you could almost think of it as like the fig leaves rather than the fruit. So yeah, there's a fig note, there's a grass note, there's a tea note. All of that comes through, kind of green. There's a bergamot note, and then there's pink pepper in here, so it does have a bit of like spiciness. And then there's some iris, which I think gives it like a powderiness. So altogether, yeah, it's like, it's almost got like a bit of like a baby powder vibe, but like super like elevated and a little more natural notes. So that is Figure Eden by Armani Privé. And then the other Armani Privé fragrance that I have is a decant from Scentsplit.com, and it is called Blue Turquoise. But it also comes in a bottle that looks like this, which is turquoise, and it's super beautiful. And if it was more affordable, I would probably have bought it, but instead I bought this. So this fragrance, Blue Turquoise, is a stunner. It's very strong. It's very bold. I would say it's pretty unisex too. So this is like a woody, incensey, salty vanilla. There's a salt note. There's a very strong vanilla note. That's probably like the main note I'm getting is vanilla. But very quickly followed up by like a woody earthiness. There's an incense note, a salt note. There's black pepper. There's some floral notes, but honestly I don't really get those. It's like a woody, earthy vanilla with salt and incensey nuances there's also a salt note, but honestly it's very subtle. But that's kind of what makes it like oceanic. So yeah, just very pretty, very fresh. Yeah, if you want to smell clean, this one definitely smells very clean. Okay, and then lastly, this is also from the DeJoya line, and this is Air DeJoya, and I like this one even more. I really love this fragrance. I believe it's discontinued though. So this is very subtle. It's very beautiful and very natural smelling in a very subtle way. So it's not like a skin scent, but it's very like light. So I feel like if you're trying to not smell like anything too much, I feel like you could get away with this fragrance. This one also has a note of salt, and it's a little more prominent, but really this is like, think of like a coastal breeze. Like coastal, like you get a little bit of like a beach breeze and like a mountain breeze. So there's like salt, there's cypress, there's moss, there's a couple floral notes in here, and then there's a couple citrus notes in here. So it's very well rounded. It's a little woody, a little floral, a little salty, a little musky. It's just really, really beautiful and like natural, effortless smelling. It's a little bit more feminine leaning, but still, I would say somewhat unisex. So that's Air DeJoya by Giorgio Armani. Okay, and then let's go ahead and head back to Armani My Way. So, some stats on this fragrance. It was launched in 2020, that's right. I thought it was launched during the pandemic. Yeah, so it was launched in 2020, and on Fragrantica, it has an overall rating of 3.75 out of 5 with almost 10,000 votes. So it's an extremely popular fragrance that is sold very well. It doesn't have amazing ratings, but that's probably because by this point, there's probably a lot of like people who are like, oh, I'm sick of it. I don't know. But it has sold very well, that's for sure. It might be like one of their best, I would assume maybe one of their best sellers besides Aqua de Joya. I was trying to come up with, this is Ocean de Joya Air, and then there's Aqua de Joya, which is like a slightly greener turquoise cab, and that's their best seller from the de Joya line, I think. So anyway, some more info about this fragrance, because I have not worn this one because I know I'm not going to keep it, but users say the longevity is actually on the longer side, like a 7 out of 10. Sillage, they're saying, is like maybe a 6 out of 10, so pretty decent, like hangs around a good amount of time. It's being rated as like super feminine. I agree, this is like an ultra femme scent in my opinion, and it's being compared to L'Entity by Givenchy, and I have smelled L'Entity, and I could never buy it or wear it for the same reason that it's like that, like floral, overly floral, like sweet tart, sugar kind of orange blossom. So anyway, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people really like that, and a lot of people really like L'Entity by Givenchy. Okay, so let's finish up by just reading a few reviews about this fragrance here. So somebody says, summer in a bottle, snapping bubblegum and devouring a bag of gummy worms after school. The flowers are blooming and the fruits are ripe. Sure, it's a little immature and girlish, but what's wrong with that? This fragrance reminds me of simpler times. She's a staple in my collection and I love her. I think that's a very thoughtful, appropriate review. I totally agree with it. It does have almost like a bubblegummy smell. It's very sweet and just like fun. Okay, another reviewer says, very nice basic vanilla white floral scent, works for everyone, everywhere. Reminds me of my dearest friend, so this reminds me of her. Such a beautiful persona with a sparkling, beautiful scent. says, I'm a tuberose lover, but to my nose this fragrance is quite generic. It's not offensive, but it's just smells like a Bath and Body Works candle to my nose. Anywho, I would choose Love Tuberose by Amouage any day over My Way. I do not follow the bubblegum comparison. Perhaps I'm taking it too literally, but I am getting a very creamy, even buttery white floral. To me, it doesn't really come through buttery. The only thing that gives it a touch of that is the vanilla, but it still doesn't really come through buttery to me. It's very straight sugar, cotton candy kind of sweet for me. Somebody else says it's very synthetic. At the beginning, it's pleasant, but with time, it gets more and more nauseating. It does have a bit of a synthetic vibe to me, I would say, and honestly, for me, wearing it for a while does feel nauseating. Well, I actually haven't worn this one